10 strangest astronomical phenomena in the world. The ball lightning phenomenon, in ninth place, has puzzled scientists for decades. But the one at the very top looks like a gateway to another world. If you think the sky is only blue with white clouds, you're wrong. Earth itself is the wildest cinematographer of all. With just one sweeping motion, it creates visual effects so spectacular that even sci-fi films struggle to replicate them. From an apocalyptic cloud wall rolling in like a colossal wave, to crimson lightning streaking across the sky like the soul of a demon, all the way to towering waterspouts rising like pillars from the sea. These scenes are beyond imagination. In today's video, Top 10 Global will explore the most extraordinary astronomical wonders on the planet, many of which science still cannot fully explain. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to support the channel. Number 10. The Circumzenithal Arc. In May 2014, the sky over the state of Virginia in the United States suddenly looked as if it had cracked open. A glowing arc of light, shaped like a neon smile, stretched across the sky and quickly went viral on social media worldwide. Many people assumed it was a digitally edited photo, but NASA denied that and confirmed it was a real phenomenon. Look at this colorful ribbon draped across the sky. It resembles an angel's feather drifting down to Earth, more radiant than a rainbow and clearer than the aurora. You may have never seen it before, but once you do, you'll never forget it. This is the Circumzenithal Arc, often called the smile in the sky. Although it looks sweet and cheerful, you will need luck to witness it. A circumzenithal arc only forms when two main conditions come together. First, the sun must be higher than 58 degrees above the horizon. Second, the sky must contain high-altitude ice crystal clouds with a very specific structure. These hexagonal, column-shaped ice crystals refract sunlight at a 22-degree angle, creating a horizontal rainbow suspended in the air. This is also why people often mistake it for an upside-down rainbow. Because it requires strict conditions of latitude and season, the circumzenithal arc typically appears only around midday in summer in high-latitude regions, and it lasts only a few minutes. However, compared to other rare phenomena, its formation is more predictable and easier to observe, which is why it ranks lower on the list of the world's rarest occurrences. Number 9. Ball lightning. On a stormy night, a strange glowing sphere suddenly floats into view, flickering, drifting slowly between houses, almost as if it were alive. This is not a scene from a sci-fi film. It is a real, natural phenomenon, yet unbelievably rare. Ball lightning. Its movement can be fast or slow. It can drift, hover, and in many reported cases, even pass through walls or slip through windows. It is mysterious, unpredictable, and fleeting. Even though it has been recorded on video multiple times and widely studied, scientists still cannot fully explain it. Ball lightning appears as a self-illuminating sphere, usually between a few centimeters to several dozen centimeters in diameter, with colors ranging from white, red, orange, blue, to green. It usually forms at the same time as regular lightning during thunderstorms. Unlike normal lightning, which lasts only an instant, ball lightning can glow for several seconds or even tens of seconds, floating in the air. Sometimes it's accompanied by a faint popping sound or a smell of ozone. Because of this, people call it the ghost of the storm, a wandering mystery in the sky. The most famous ball lightning incident occurred in 1976 at a primary school in Sichuan, China. During a severe thunderstorm, a glowing sphere the size of a fist floated into a classroom, drifted around for a few seconds, and suddenly exploded. 2 people were killed and many others injured. The event was later recorded in the Chinese Meteorological Disaster Yearbook. You can predict red sprites. You can plan to capture the Catatumbo lightning, but you cannot predict when, where, or why ball lightning will appear. It is not only rare, it is the symbol of the unknown. Although there is still no definitive explanation for its formation, one widely discussed hypothesis suggests it may be a plasma sphere created when lightning strikes the ground, generating a glowing ball with high temperature and energy, stabilized briefly by electromagnetic forces and airflow dynamics. However, Because ball lightning is extremely unstable, impossible to predict, and difficult to record with instruments, it remains one of science's great mysteries, known mainly through eyewitness accounts. Number 8. Rolling cloud. In October 2008, a glider pilot captured an extraordinary scene over a small town. A thick rolling cloud stretched from the horizon, resembling a giant white dragon slowly crawling across the sky, extending for hundreds of kilometers. In the footage, the cloud hovered low above the horizon, with edges so neat and sharp it looked like a massive wall of cloud descending from the heavens. With exceptional skill, the pilot glided along the cloud for tens of kilometers, as if surfing the waves of the atmosphere. The remarkable video quickly spread through meteorology and extreme sports communities, bringing the mysterious morning glory roll cloud into the public eye. It is rare, dramatic, and overwhelming, earning nicknames like the atmospheric wave and the king of unusual cloud formations. A roll cloud looks like a gigantic serpent curling across the sky, often forming an extremely long band that can stretch for thousands of kilometers. From afar, it resembles a giant lily petal laid across the horizon, a breathtaking sight. The mechanism behind the morning glory roll cloud is still not fully understood, but it is generally considered a special form of atmospheric gravity wave. It occurs when cold and warm air interact under very specific conditions of pressure and humidity, combined with terrain influence and the interaction of land and sea winds. Because the requirements are so complex and restrictive, roll clouds are among the world's most mysterious and least predictable atmospheric phenomena. Under moderate wind and stable oscillation conditions, glider pilots can use the uplift in front of the roll cloud to fly for hundreds of kilometers. For this reason, the morning glory is not only a valuable window for scientists studying atmospheric dynamics, but also a sacred cloud formation for extreme sports enthusiasts. The most famous place to witness the morning glory is Burketown, Australia, where from September to October each year this real-life performance appears, attracting gliders and weather photographers from around the world. Why does it rank 8th? Because even though it has a powerful visual impact and high recognizability, it is geographically extremely restricted, appearing mainly in a specific region of northern Australia and only a limited number of times each year. In other words, it is simply too far and too rare for most people to travel just to see it. Number 7. Wave clouds. Anyone who has seen Interstellar will never forget that terrifying tsunami scene. In 2011, in the city of Birmingham, Alabama, a photographer captured a strange formation in the early morning before sunrise, a set of cloud waves, intricately shaped and perfectly aligned, as if the sky itself were practicing synchronized swimming. The footage was later confirmed by the US National Weather Service. This is the cloud wave phenomenon, an extremely rare atmospheric oscillation that looks both like a painting and a dream, making you wonder whether you're standing on the shoreline of the sky. Cloud waves, also known as wave clouds, are a special type of atmospheric phenomenon shaped like rolling waves, often appearing in high-altitude cloud layers or near mountain ranges. From afar, it looks as though an entire sea of clouds has been pushed by an invisible hand, forming rhythmic, undulating waves. Each crest and trough is sharply defined, layered, and three-dimensional. Their perfect symmetry makes many people question whether such a formation could truly occur naturally. Unlike roll clouds, which stretch horizontally with strong momentum, wave clouds highlight the vertical up and down oscillation, like a vast cloud carpet being gently lifted by atmospheric waves. The formation mechanism is mainly driven by gravity wave propagation in the atmosphere. When air is disturbed, for example, when wind is forced upward by a mountain range, or when two air masses with different properties meet and create vertical vibrations, these oscillations, under suitable temperature and humidity conditions, organize the cloud layers into an orderly wave pattern, creating this mesmerizing visual scene. Cloud waves are most commonly seen near mountainous regions. The Rocky Mountains in the United States, the Alps in Europe, as well as China's Qinling and Tian Shan ranges, have all recorded sightings of this phenomenon. Although the structure of wave clouds is extremely beautiful and rare, they can still be seen occasionally when wind conditions are right, even in some coastal cities. For this reason, stunning yet not impossible to witness, they take the 7th position on the list. Number 6. Fire whirl. When flames meet a vortex, nature creates a terrifying and magnificent spectacle. The fire whirl, also known as a fire tornado, is a rotating column of flames that forms near bushfires or large fires. It resembles a blazing dragon twisting into the sky, often rising tens of meters, sometimes even hundreds, with a diameter ranging from a few meters to more than 10. Its color can be bright red, deep crimson, or even dark purple, accompanied by intense heat waves and violent rotation that produces a deep, rumbling roar. Seen at night or through thick smoke, its visual impact is shocking, like a gateway to the underworld suddenly torn open. Though short-lived, a fire whirl is devastating. It can lift flames and burning debris high into the air, topple lightweight structures, and ignite targets far away. In 2003, during the Canberra bushfire in Australia, a fire whirl swept up dry timber and fuel, and under the violent winds, temperatures surged above 1,000 degrees C. 10 people were killed and more than 400 injured. This disaster became a major turning point in the scientific study of fire whirls. At its core, a fire whirl is a type of small tornado, but its energy comes from intense thermal convection and strong local wind turbulence. When the ground becomes extremely hot during a fire, the surrounding air rises rapidly, forming a powerful updraft. If unstable crosswinds or turbulent wind fields are present at that moment, the rising hot air begins to rotate, forming a vortex. If the air carries enough flames, burning embers, and dry fuels, the rotating column transforms into a fully developed fire dragon. The formation of a fire whirl relies on a precise combination of extreme heat, dry air, unstable wind speed, and abundant combustible material. This makes it incredibly rare and incredibly dangerous. Fire whirls depend on extreme fire conditions, occur very infrequently, and most last only a short time, making them difficult to film and document. For these reasons, it earns its place at number 6. Number 5. Waterspout. In May 2022, in Penang, Malaysia, a waterspout spun across the ocean's surface for nearly 10 minutes. Tourists screamed and ran, while photographers rushed to set up their cameras, unwilling to miss such a spectacle. The waterspout, often called a sea tornado, is one of nature's most dramatic sights. When it rises between sea and sky like a towering column connecting the horizon, it looks as if a deity has descended from the heavens. The mechanism behind a waterspout is similar to that of a land tornado. The difference is that it forms over the ocean, created when rotating air pulls water vapor upward from the sea surface into a thunderstorm cloud, forming a column of swirling water. Most waterspouts do not cause direct harm to people, but if they approach boats, they can still lead to serious danger. Waterspouts are not rare, especially in tropical regions such as Florida, Japan, and the coastal waters of Southeast Asia. In July 2018, an extraordinarily rare event occurred in California, USA, near the Colorado River. A fire whirl transformed into a waterspout. At the time, the area was experiencing a wildfire. Rising hot air, combined with strong winds, formed a vortex carrying ash and flames, creating a fire whirl. When it drifted toward the nearby Colorado River, the vortex began drawing water into the spinning column, producing the unbelievable scene of a fire whirl turning into a waterspout. Number 4. Red lightning. When a blazing red lightning bolt tears across the night sky, you might think it's a sign of some dramatic weather omen. Red lightning is different and far more unsettling than ordinary lightning. In 2019, during a superstorm in Argentina, a photographer captured a massive red lightning strike that lasted 3 full seconds, illuminating half the night sky. After the images were released, scientists immediately re-examined the phenomenon. The red color wasn't caused by camera error. It occurred because the electrical discharge traveled through thin, high-altitude air, shifting the color of the light. In 2012, an amateur observer using a telescope managed to photograph red lightning over Nanjing, China. Red lightning is produced when high voltage electric currents pass through the atmosphere and stimulate nitrogen molecules to emit red light. It is far rarer than normal lightning, typically appearing during extremely powerful thunderstorms or during atmospheric electrical discharges triggered by volcanic eruptions. Because it requires exceptionally high energy conditions, red lightning remains a random and unpredictable event. There is no global monitoring system capable of consistently capturing it. That is why it takes the 4th position on this list. Number 3. Red sprites. You may think lightning is already astonishing, but that's only because you've never seen what happens above it. In 1994, during a high-altitude night flight, NASA accidentally captured the first clear photograph of a red sprite, and it shocked the global scientific community. In 2022, an astronomy enthusiast in Chengdu, China, also succeeded in photographing vivid red sprites flashing above a thunderstorm near the Himalayas, sparking heated discussion online. Red sprites are a type of electrical discharge occurring in the upper atmosphere, in the troposphere, stratosphere, or even the mesosphere. Unlike ordinary lightning that strikes downward to the ground, sprites shoot upward from the tops of storm clouds toward space. They take on shapes like tendrils, branching trees, or even jellyfish. Each flash lasts only 1,000th of a second, far too quick for the naked eye to catch, yet they appear as majestic as gods descending from the heavens. The formation of red sprites is linked to powerful, positive lightning strikes. When extremely strong positive lightning occurs, the electric current travels upward, passing through the thin air at high altitudes and causing nitrogen molecules to emit red light. These ghostly lightning structures usually appear at heights of 50 to 90 kilometers, far higher than ordinary lightning. Although sightings and photographs of red sprites have increased in recent years, they are still incredibly brief, demand highly sensitive observational equipment, and require very specific weather conditions. Even today, they remain the elusive nobility of upper atmospheric lightning. Number 2. Catatumbo lightning. Imagine a place where more than 250 nights a year are illuminated by lightning. This isn't mythology, it is a real location in South America. In northwestern Venezuela lies Lake Maracaibo, famously known as the lightning capital of the world. Here, Catatumbo lightning strikes almost every night. Bolts crash down onto the lake with such brilliance that it looks like daytime, sometimes reaching over 200 strikes per hour. This eternal lightning show has lasted for centuries. Spanish sailors once referred to it as the lighthouse of the night. Even on nights without thunder, residents around the lake can still see the constant flicker of lightning lighting up the sky. The cause of Catatumbo lightning remains without a definitive scientific conclusion. A widely accepted hypothesis suggests that the terrain around the lake forms a closed low-pressure zone. Massive amounts of humid air are forced upward along the Andes Mountains, creating intense convection at high altitude and building up enormous quantities of static electricity. Combined with factors such as wind speed, temperature differences, and Earth's magnetic field, this unique system of recurring thunderstorms is formed. Although Catatumbo lightning is extremely frequent, it is confined to this one specific lake, making it a singular phenomenon on the planet. Its strong geographical limitation, combined with its remarkable consistency, makes it a rare anomaly among atmospheric wonders. It appears in only one place, yet it has never stopped for hundreds of years. Number 1. Fata Morgana Mirage. We've finally reached the jewel on the crown of atmospheric wonders. In June 1988, China captured its first recorded footage of a Fata Morgana mirage. From the 1st to the 17th of June that year, the coastal city of Penglai in Shandong province witnessed 3 separate mirage events at the exact same location. Their durations varied, with the longest lasting up to 6 hours. Many visitors saw the spectacle with their own eyes. Some even claimed they saw ancient battlefields, warriors in traditional clothing clashing with one another. What shocked scientists was that no real location on Earth matched the images seen in the mirage. This led some researchers to propose bold theories that the universe is multidimensional, with parallel timelines and overlapping spaces. According to this idea, The scenes captured in the mirage might have been distortions of space and time, glimpses of different realms superimposed onto our world. Mirages are often mistaken for hallucinations or even portals to other worlds. Ancient texts, such as the Classic of Mountains and Seas from China and Homer's Odyssey in Greece, both describe floating cities and castles suspended in the sky. In truth, this phenomenon is a masterpiece of atmospheric optics. A fata morgana occurs when the air near the sea or ground is cool, while the air above it is much warmer. Light refracts as it travels from denser air into thin air, bending downward. The human eye mistakes this bent path for an image floating in the distance. It isn't a reflection in water, it's a refraction in the sky. A mirage may be beautiful, but many people have never witnessed one. In reality, if you stand long enough in the right temperature conditions and landscape, you might have the chance to see a daytime mirage yourself. Although not the rarest phenomenon, it earns first place because of its cinematic visual richness, capable of projecting entire landscapes like scenes from a film. Among these 10 extraordinary astronomical phenomena, which one impressed you the most? Leave a comment below and let me know. Remember to subscribe, like, and share so you don't miss the latest videos. Thank you everyone. See you in the next one.